Then the next morning I woke up with 300,000 followers. And people were,
A lot of times people will become almost like a one-hit wonder.
yes.
Like Haley Welch?
Hakshua.
Welsh or
Welsh,
Welsh?
I
Welsh?
think.
Welsh? I don't know.
The Hakshua girl.
So we're in a new location
Ta-da.
in Barcelona at our Manychat office.
Yes.
And we're back with Mel,
Hi, guys.
my favorite guest of them all.
A recurring guest, you could say.
And welcome to Just Send It, Mel.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
Me too. And today we were going to talk a little bit about the negative side of going viral, because both of us have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, if you're new here, which hopefully you're not, but if you are, welcome. We are both content creators, so we do socials at Manychat, but also are influencers, content creators, IRL. So we both have a lot of experience with going viral and the good and dark things that come from that.
Exactly. Because I think that like so many creators, that's what all they want, right? Like you just think like, oh, if only I go viral,
Yeah.
then suddenly I'm going to get this. If only I go viral, then that, how come I'm not going viral? But there are downsides to it. And I think it's just as important to know about the downsides
For sure.
as it is to strive for that, you know?
Honestly, there have been points in my career that I have dreaded going viral. I'm like, I see the numbers start like ticking up and I'm like, the anxiety of, because I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to come from that. And like, yes, it's great because it means more eyes on your content. And it's, you know, it's a good thing for content creators. Like we want to have consistent views and we want to have the ability to be seen and found by new people. But there are times where I'm like, please stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So I want to talk about some of those times because like I have the exact same thing, right? Like I'll give you an example of mine.
Yeah.
I always talk about this, but since I was a ballet dancer, a lot of my previous content was that. And one of my most viral video has 8 million views on YouTube Shorts.
Ooh.
And yeah.
Wait, I feel like, oh, sorry, not to interrupt, but I feel like it really also depends on the platform.
Yes.
Because like the types of comments and like how things are going to be received on YouTube are so different than like TikTok or Instagram.
Yep.
So it's funny that you mentioned it was YouTube Shorts. Okay, sorry, continue.
No, you're good. Yeah, it was YouTube Shorts, but I mean, the same video did well on the other platforms too. But yeah, that is my most 8 million. And like, that was so cool, right? That started a really cool foundation for my subscriber count, all of that. But eventually, as you know, I left ballet. And so it was a weird transition where, you know, I went so viral for this thing, gained a whole bunch of subscribers for this one thing. And then I felt really, really stuck in that thing. And I feel like maybe you can relate to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you feel like you had to like continue posting ballet? Like you may have wanted to post other things, but then you're like, I have to keep posting this because it's the one thing that I know is going to get views.
Yes. So that's exactly what it was. It was like that one video got so many views, again, on all the platforms.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, well, now I have all these people who are interested in this thing. So I continued to post it. But it was fine at the time because it was such a big part of my life.
Right.
And eventually, it's like it gets to this point where I noticed myself continuously repeating the same content format.
Yeah.
Like it was a challenge that like went viral. It was like a dance challenge. So I kept doing it over and over again, and it would go viral every time. And I was like, okay. But eventually, it gets old, and I feel like there's part of that kind of gets you stuck in a box.
Yeah.
And known for one thing, and that while that can be great, it's also kind of hard.
Yeah. So I had a very similar situation where it really is kind of what launched my like career on socials. Was at the time on TikTok. I started posting in 2020, I think like everybody else did during the pandemic. And at the time, my dog, this is gonna get really sad, but my dog was diagnosed with cancer, with terminal cancer. He was almost 5. And my husband and I both had lost our jobs. And so we were like, okay, we have all this free time. It's COVID. What can we do? So we started a little bucket list for him of like going to the beach and like taking him to do all of these things that we've always wanted to do, but we didn't have the time to, or like, and now it was so pressing. And I started documenting it. At the time I had like a small following on Instagram. I like had nothing on TikTok. So I was like, you know, now's the time. And I started documenting it and it went mega viral. And I think I had all of his videos combined, like over 20 million views.
Whoa.
25 million views. And I literally one day I woke up, I had maybe, 5,000 followers. And the next morning I woke up with 300,000 followers. And people were obsessed with him. Like it was insane. And so I had this like huge influx of people who were following me, like trying to keep up with his story. And I'm like, this is terminal cancer, dude. Like what am I going to do with 300,000 people when he's no longer around?
Right.
And it was honestly very immediate. Like the second he was no longer with us, people were like, it was either comments of like, where is he? What happened? Like all over and over and over again. Or people who were like, well, I just don't care about your content anymore because we were following you for him. And I'm like, well, I do and post about so many other things. And so it was definitely like, at this point now I have 650,000, but I would say at least half of those are duds or dead, like ghost followers, because they no longer care about my content because they were following me for like one very specific thing.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
That's so sad.
It's okay.
But like that's a crazy situation. And I know like we've talked about this a lot. And actually I made a whole video on this topic. So I'll for everyone watching, I'll link it in the description.
Link it in the chat.
About like niche and about getting us stuck in. And that's really hard. Like another example that I thought about when we were talking about this too was like my wedding, right? So like I went pretty viral. I think the video got like 5 million views or 6 million views, something like that. About remaking my mom's wedding dress into my own.
Turned out so good.
Thank you. Into my own dress for my wedding rehearsal. And I loved the video. It was great. I really wasn't expecting anything from it, to be honest, except for my mom smiling at it. But it went super viral. And then eventually my wedding passed and it's over. And people followed me for the wedding content. Right. And then eventually the wedding ends. So it's like, especially if it's something like that where you know that like you can't be doing this forever long term, like it's hard to grow an audience that like, you know, like that's hard.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so enticing when you start seeing the views come in and like everything rack up. But what a lot of people don't talk about are like the negative side of your video being shown to people that maybe don't agree with whatever you're posting about, or who maybe don't like the content that you're posting. And the internet really gives people a place to be able to say and do whatever they want, for better or worse. And there is like the negativity that comes from it too. Like, I don't know if you got any negative comments about like your wedding dress or anything. I hope not.
100%. A ton, actually. There was tons of people saying, you're ruining this dress. And I was like, you don't understand. This dress has been sitting in a basement. My parents are divorced. She does not even want it. I swear she doesn't want it. I was like, she doesn't want it. She just sent it to me like to literally do this. But people love to comment and they're so mean.
And it's so mean. And like there are points where it truly, at least for me, I don't know about you, it's easy to say like just don't let it get to you, like it's part of the job. But there are definitely times where like it gets to you.
Yeah.
And it starts affecting your mental health. For me, another like situation or like little niche when I went viral was when we moved abroad with our dog. So we like moved to Europe for a year, brought our dogs with us, and like I have a Great Dane, and I had a senior golden retriever at the time, and so that whole process was not easy. And so what we did is we ended up splitting basically what is a private plane, but with like a bunch of people who were also moving abroad with their dogs. So it wasn't like I'm flying on a private plane because I'm bougie. It was like I'm flying because this is the safest and easiest way for me to get my dogs abroad, and like it cost a lot of money, but we sold all of our belongings. We saved for like 3 years to be able to do this. But then, of course, the one video that I share that goes viral is just the act of being on a private plane, and the amount of people who like attacked me on all sorts, like on all levels, called me names, like environment ruiner, which like trust me, I get it. Like flying private jets are an issue, but I was like, people are like, it must be nice having daddy's money and like all of these different things, and I was like, guys, if only like you went to my page and saw everything else that I did leading up to this to be able to afford this, to do it because I want to give my dogs the like best way to move. But people just see the one video and then they feel the need to comment on it. It got to a point with like that specific, I think the videos were probably getting like between 5 to 3 million views every time I posted about it. And every time without fail, it would be like most of the comments that I would see come in, and obviously it wasn't all of them, but like what I was seeing was all of the negativity. So I literally had to tell my husband, I gave him the login and I was like, anytime you see these, like I need you to just get rid of them. Because like it is starting to affect me and I'm like dreading opening up. And of course it's addicting. It like truly is addicting to like go in and read all the comments and see what people are doing, because you're like, okay, 5 million people just saw me do this. And so like I would find myself scrolling and I have to be like, please get rid of them. Like I can't look at this anymore. Like I hate it here.
Yeah. No, that's really hard and that's really common. And I think you brought up a really good point with like, they oftentimes just see the one video, especially on TikTok. I don't know if that was TikTok, but like especially TikTok. They often like don't go to your profile at all,
Right.
or look at anything else. So like if that's the only video they see of you and for some reason they just want to attack you, they will.
Yeah. And it's funny because people see the one video and they feel the need without ever knowing anything else about you to attack you and to come after you. And you never know what video is going to go viral. So it could literally be a video of you doing something stupid that you're just like, this is funny. Or it could be a video that like is important to you, but like people don't agree with. And they're like, you never know what's gonna happen from it and how people are gonna perceive it. And it can be really, really taxing emotionally, mentally to land on the wrong side of TikTok and then have to be like, y'all, if you just went to my page and saw everything else that I do, we wouldn't be sitting here. But now you're attacking me because you didn't agree with the one thing that you saw.
Yeah, I think it's easy to do that on the internet.
And it's
right?
so easy.
You just judge someone based on the single video that you see of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably do it too. I do it all the time, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah.
for real.
Subconsciously, like probably all of the time, but it's one of those where you have to really sit and think of like, okay, I might not agree with this take, I might not agree with what they're doing, but I literally know nothing about them outside of this 30-second video that I
And you
just saw.
don't need to leave a comment.
No. If
You can just say nothing.
it truly comes back to like the simplest rule of the game is if you have nothing nice to say, maybe don't say it.
We learned that in kindergarten.
Literally,
right?
and we've forgotten it. We as a society have forgotten
The
how to be
internet.
nice.
The internet does that. I think I guess I don't want to say underrated, but like not thought about problem with going viral is that a lot of times people will become almost like a one-hit wonder.
Yes.
You know, and they'll have this one viral video that gets them all this fame. Like the person that I think of is like Haley Welch.
Hochua.
Welsh or
Welch, I think.
Welch? Welsh? I don't The
Hochua
Hochua girl. That's her.
Yeah.
She got really, really viral.
Mega viral.
Very famous. It had this huge controversy, which I could only assume, I don't know, is from someone guiding her in the wrong direction. I have to assume that the whole crypto thing or whatever happened, I don't even know what happened, had to have been something that like someone guided her in that direction and it was not good.
Yeah.
I think that's so scary because yes, the one-hit wonder thing is one thing, right?
Yeah.
That's also not great. But then also like when you do get so viral and so famous so quickly, I think there's a lot of mistakes that can be made because you don't know,
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely. And not just like not knowing what's gonna like making the mistakes, but also I think it's very rare for somebody who went mega viral to like know how to change it and like position it into, okay, now I can do this and turn it into a career. There's very few instances where I think of like people who have gone mega viral who has then been able to continue like keep on the momentum. Like Alex Earl is the perfect example for this, where she went mega viral for like one Get Ready With Me video and then she like continued to do it. But we talked about this so many times, but she had been posting content for like years.
Yeah.
And all it took was the one video. And she's like, okay, now is the time for me to have this momentum. So I'm going to continue doing it. And I feel like she did kind of get stuck in a niche for a little bit.
Yeah.
With the Get Ready With Me videos, because that's what she was known for. But she continued to do it and she was able to like be consistent with it. And now it's turned into like, she's probably one of the most successful creators in the space currently.
Yeah.
But there's so many people who have the one viral video who don't know how to keep that momentum going, who maybe make a mistake and decide to go into crypto, or who just like are like, okay, I had the one viral video, but I don't know how to transition that audience into my regular content. And so then they just kind of fade out, which is a very common thing.
Yeah, you know who I think of with this topic is Brittany Broski, because she went viral for the kombucha meme. It was everywhere. I'm pretty sure that's how she got her like it has to be how she got her start.
Yeah.
But now her content, she has a podcast, she does all these different things. And I think it's like really hard to do that. Like it's hard to make that transition from like a viral moment into, okay, now I'm going to create like lifestyle content.
Yeah.
And kind of on the topic of niche too, like it's hard to get out of that. Like when they know you for the Get Ready With Me's.
Yes.
But now Alex does so many other things.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, I think we've talked about like Anna Sitar, right?
Yes,
the coffee, the Starbucks. And now she's known for like so many, I don't even think she posts Starbucks at all, ever.
No. I think too, one of the trends that I'm seeing, or like one of the commonalities, is when you go viral for something, it's either you're going viral for something somebody else wants to do, or you're going viral because it's funny and just entertaining, or you're going viral because of your personality. Right. And the people who are able to continue changing with that momentum are the people whose personality is what's drawing people in. Yeah. Anna Sitar, Alex Earl, like all of these different people who are like, okay, they're going viral for very niche things, but people are following them because they're relatable, because they're funny, because they like just enjoy hearing them talk. And then they can transition into more of that lifestyle content. Whereas like if you're not you're going viral because of a trend, or you're going viral because of I don't know, some funny video, then people maybe followed you because they realize like, oh, this is funny, like haha, maybe you'll get more of this content. But then you're completely switching up and posting something else that isn't relevant to that original video.
Yeah, I think what also happens with that is that it's kind of frustrating in that sense to go viral, because a lot of times you'll either get people who do follow who don't then engage afterwards. So then they become like the ghost followers, or you just don't get any subscribers. Like I've seen people who have, they have a video get 10 million views and they still have like 2,000 followers. And you're like, okay, well, clearly like nobody followed them from this.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think what we talked about is like going viral does not mean you're immediately going to be able to have a career in social media. Even if you're going viral consistently, there are people who still have a couple thousand followers but go viral generally, and you're just not drawing in people to the point where they want to follow you, because maybe your content is entertaining, but like what are they going to get out of following you?
Right. Also, that's kind of another like catch-22 here, is that if you're posting something just to go viral and it's like something that is not your usual content, then that becomes an issue, because then it's like, again, people don't follow, or if they do follow, then they don't like your other content, maybe they unfollow, and that can become a really big problem.
Yes. I feel like that's also a problem for me with, especially on Instagram, I don't have a niche. I'm just like general lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I'll have like specific videos go viral. Like I'll have videos of like, I do like 1-day travels, or like I travel in the same day to a different place and then fly back. And so the people who follow me for that, then when I post a video of traveling with my dogs, they're like, well, this isn't the same thing.
It's not relevant to me.
It's not relevant to me. Exactly. And so that's why, like, especially on Instagram, I try to be like very intentional about how I engage with my followers and like how I talk about things, because I want people to know, okay, you're coming here. I'm not always posting travel videos. I'm not always posting dog videos. Like this is like a culmination of my life.
Right.
And so people are following me knowing that's what they're going to get out of it.
Right. Have you ever felt like that, I guess like pressure almost to stick to posting, okay, now I need to keep posting my dog, or I need to keep posting the travel because this is all that performs well and there's nothing else that's doing well?
So many times I feel like now I am in a good, at least mental space, because a lot of it is like you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, I have to keep posting this. Like I have to do something like this because I know it's going to go viral. And like, it's like the high of going viral. Now I feel like I'm in a good mental space where I'm not constantly seeking out going viral. I'm constantly seeking out growing my community and having like good engagement and having people that like want to be here and want to be in my space. There was a brief period of time where I was posting about like dog friendly travel content, and like that was all I was posting about, and I would go like mega viral, specifically on TikTok, and I'd be like, okay, well, I don't have any travels coming up, so I will like start doing like green screen content about traveling with dogs, because I was like, it's the only thing that my people are liking.
Right.
Why do I care? Post, like, you shouldn't care.
Right.
It should not be about going viral. And I think those are the people that really eventually end up like phasing out of content, are the ones who are just constantly seeking that validation of, I need to go viral, I need to get the views, because you're not in it because you want to be. Right. You're not in it because you're enjoying it or you're like really passionate about what you're talking about. You're only in it for the high of going viral. And then eventually that's so taxing, it just wears off.
That is a really, really good point. Like I guess I never really put that into words, but that's a really good point. No, because it's serious. Like it's true. Like I feel like we get so caught up in the numbers, and I think you look at the numbers a lot, and a lot of times when a video doesn't do well, you're like upset because you spent an hour editing it or whatever. And that sucks. But like when you do create simply just to go viral, like you're not creating a long-term plan.
No.
Like you're striving for the numbers, and then when you don't get it, which happens all the time, it's like disappointing.
You're gonna burn out. That's like the easiest way for you to burn out.
Versus like trying to build a sustainable community. Like
exactly.
That's what being a creator is about.
Exactly. It should not be about like how many million views am I getting, how many 100,000 followers I have. It should be, does your community want to be there? Is your community engaging? And are you enjoying building that community and posting about whatever content you're posting about?
Right. And is your community excited to see you? Ultimately, I always think that like it's you that differentiates you from anyone else.
100%. Again, it goes back to the personality.
Yeah. And even if you're not like a lifestyle creator, like we're talking lifestyle a lot, but like even if you do have a specific niche, like think, I don't know, education or whatever it is, like you teach something, you have a business, I don't know. having a personality to it, I feel like just draws people in more. And I think that always helps. And that besides going viral, whatever, like just to build the community who keep coming back, you know?
And the personality too, it doesn't have to necessarily be you and like you and the way that you are like as a person. It can be in the way that you're creating content and the way you're formatting your videos or your carousels or whatever, and the way that you're like writing your captions,
Editing.
communicating, editing. That is in and of itself a part of your personality. So if you feel like you're not even, I'm like, I don't want to be comfortable. I'm not comfortable on camera. Like, I don't know if I want to like show myself. I feel awkward. It doesn't have to necessarily be you just like being yourself on camera. You can be yourself in the way that you're creating the content.
Yeah, creating unique, cool stuff.
Yeah. I feel like another part of it too is going viral and like how that exposes you to everything and everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people are maybe seeing the best sides of you and the worst sides of you, and you never know which one of those is going to go viral. And then you end up maybe saying something or doing something that like is really controversial or that maybe doesn't like isn't the best. Maybe you make a mistake, and then it's like, cancel culture is real. People come after you.
Yeah, I think that's the scary thing about just like the internet in general, and being a creator. There's a lot of I guess risk that is associated with sharing so much about yourself because you're not going to be for everyone, right? Like you have your opinions, and honestly, I think the best creators have opinions.
They should.
Like if you're posting to please every single person on the planet, I just don't think that's going to work out because ultimately people latch on to the opinions that you have and they like you for you, right? And so it's like if you're not sharing that, then you're leaving that aside. But then also, if you are sharing that, you're opening yourself up to this like potential hate, potential people just disagreeing, and that's hard too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's too like it can be dangerous at points too. Internet safety, like we don't talk about it enough, but like creators going viral generally, like it's usually video, and people can get so much out of the background of your videos. Like so many people, and people just feel so entitled to giving their opinion, or if they disagree with you, to like do something about it. And like so many people have gotten like their addresses leaked because maybe they posted something that was like negative or people didn't like, and then people are looking at the background of their videos trying to figure out where they live and then sharing it with everyone. Like it's crazy. And so I'm always like trying to be so careful, and I don't really post anything too controversial, but I'm definitely like, if you like me, great. If not, but this isn't your place. But I'm even so like, and I'm not like a mega influencer, but I'm like always trying to be careful, like make sure my like the front of my house isn't in my background, that like people don't know where, like they can't really tell where I live, because you never know what's going to happen and who's going to see your video.
I'm huge on this because it freaks me out. And here's the thing. I don't think you need to have a big following at all. I have 20,000 followers. That, yes, it's big for a lot of people, but it's not huge, right? It's not like I'm a celebrity at all. But it takes one person to be a creepo. It takes one person. It takes one person to like have that something out for you and then go find your house. And I think that's really scary because like, again, as creators, we do put so much out there. I'm always really careful with that. I don't ever show anything of where I live. Like it does freak me out. Also, I see a lot of influencers on this topic. They will make a mistake with unboxing videos or like PR, and they'll have their address on the thing.
Oh my God.
That's a huge one. That's really scary.
And then what do? Like you just posted it. Maybe you caught it a day later, but so many people have seen your videos. It's also people will save the video so that they can go back to it later, or like they'll screenshot it. This happens a lot too. We see it on like the negative side of like when things go viral for the wrong reasons. And then like somebody they'll like the creator will delete the video. It lives forever. I guarantee you somebody already downloaded it, somebody screenshotted it, and now it's all over the internet still.
Heck, people do this with live streams. They screen record a live stream. You think a live stream isn't permanent? You have no idea who's watching. I saw this the other day. Literally, I saw a YouTube video about this today. There was a nurse who, this is like off topic, sorry. But there was a nurse who like went super viral for the wrong reason because she live streamed giving medication to her patients, like during work.
Oh my God.
Which is like, lots wrong with that.
HIPAA violations.
There's a lot wrong with that. There's a lot wrong with that. You shouldn't do that. That's terrible. But again, she went viral, I guess, for the wrong reason. I think it's the right reason, but regardless, for her, it was the wrong reason. And that's like really, that's That's hard, but I guess she made a mistake. I hope she learns from that.
Yeah, well, and I saw one recently too, where it was this girl who was being kind of mean about, she was like talking about Pilates and how people who are like
Saw
a
that.
certain weight shouldn't be going to Pilates, or like if your body looks a certain way, you shouldn't be teaching Pilates. And she went mega viral for the wrong reasons, took her video down. People were like reposting it, resharing it. She lost her job. She lost the membership to her Pilates gym, which I honestly good.
Yeah.
But it's like things like that. Like you think you're just gonna get on and have a quick little moment and to have something to say. And like honestly, again, she kind of deserved it, but you never know what's gonna happen from it. Like people, for better or worse, people will hold you accountable, which is also kind of funny that transitioning into like accountability, people love to hold the creators accountable, but nobody ever holds the bullies in the comment sections accountable.
That's fair. Well, because the bullies in the comment sections are anonymous. Let's be real. I mean, like at the end of the day,
396.
I mean, a lot of times they literally are anonymous, but at the same time, it's like nobody pays attention to them. You know, they're like, it's just a person, whatever, it's just a person. But you're right. Like, you know, you should have that accountable, but I don't think it's common to be like, look at this person who left this comment. Like nobody talks about that.
Right.
They're just there.
Right.
You know, it's kind of weird.
But that's also one of the like things about going viral is like people just can get on and bully you and you just kind of have to like, okay.
Yeah. And they always have like a private account and you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well.
It's the both sides of the accountability coin. Like, yes, we should absolutely be holding people accountable when they say gross shit. Like you shouldn't be teaching Pilates if you're over 200
Yeah,
pounds.
that's terrible. I saw that too.
But we should also be able to hold people accountable who are like literally telling you to go
Off yourself.
unalive yourself because they don't like your videos. Like that's
scary. Like people have no, I don't know, they have no shame, no fear. They just say it's terrible. Like that's crossing the line.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I understand people can say bad things. Like what she said was not good at all.
Yeah.
But like, don't do that.
Don't like actually
type of comment.
bully someone.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It's bad.
I think we see a lot of that, and I think that's hard. When we were talking about like the negative things about the addresses and stuff, I thought of this story, which is there's a family channel, a newer one, not on YouTube. I think she just does TikTok.
The family ones are always tough.
The family ones are rough, and I have lots of opinions on that. We're making a video on that too.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But yeah, that's a whole issue in itself. But there's one family that, long story short, they have a lot of controversy. She posts a lot of things, whatever. And I guess they got like evicted from their home. And so now they're in like a hotel or something. And she was posting about the hotel. And it's like, well, if your family lives in this hotel and you're now posting about this hotel that you're living in, someone's going to figure out which hotel it is. And her hotel got doxxed. They moved to another hotel. I'm pretty sure the second hotel got doxxed.
Hey, that's also your family. Like it doesn't just affect you. It affects the people in your life. And especially like the family block, like with kids, that's an extra level of security and like things that you have to consider and have to be careful about.
Yeah.
Same in going like to so many people go viral because of what like posting their kids online. I know you're going to talk about all of this too, but like you never know how that's going to affect them when they grow up as well.
Tell me about it.
So
I've been on a deep dive on family channels this week because I'm making that video, and it is hard to watch, you know? And then I think what's interesting is that now that YouTube is, because it's specifically YouTube that this all started on YouTube, the family vlogging. I think now that is older, like now YouTube's been around a long time and whatever, the kids are now older. And I think that's really hard because now we're watching the kids come out and be like, hey, like that sucked.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like that. I didn't have a choice. And I think that's hard.
It's really hard.
Because also like a lot of these family channels too, like speaking of going viral, they went viral because of the kids. And now all of a sudden they want those numbers again and again and again, kind of like we're saying with everything else. And in order to do that, you got to put your kids in the content.
Yeah.
And that's a hard spot to be in.
Do you feel like I know your primary channel is YouTube. My primary channel's technically TikTok is my largest audience, but I really love Instagram the most.
Yeah.
Sorry, TikTok. But do you feel like there's a difference between the comments and like the community that you build over there? Because like I know if I have a video going viral on Instagram, I'm usually like Gucci. Like I'm not really gonna have to deal with too many haters. Like it's not too bad. People like, yeah, I'll still have negative comments. But I know if my things are going viral on TikTok, like it is a crapshoot of what you're gonna get. Like I might not be able, and people on TikTok are mean. And I've heard people on YouTube are even worse. My YouTube, I've had maybe like one short go viral, and it's always like the only comments that I get are negative. I'm like, why are you here? Get off
Yeah.
my page.
I think a lot of kids watch YouTube.
I was gonna say, I think it really also comes down
I think that's
to
what it is. I think they're like 15, 16, and they're just behind a phone and they don't care.
yeah.
I think that's why this is happening.
So YouTube is usually like really bad because it's just kids that don't know any better or like, should know better but don't. I feel like Facebook is the same because now with Facebook, I don't know if they still call them Reels over on Facebook. But with like Facebook Reels, now your audience over there is significantly older, so they might not understand why you're posting this, or they might not agree with you because it's like a completely different lifestyle for them because of the age difference. And so then I feel like every reel that I see, like all of the comments are negative. It's usually just like people complaining or like,
That's so
I disagree
weird.
with you, and like having to be like Karens online because that's just what it is. And whereas like Instagram and TikTok, like TikTok for the most part too, a lot of the viral videos like are still younger people commenting, but you get a lot more like just general broad age ranges. Same with Instagram. But I have heard that YouTube is especially bad because it is a much younger.
Yeah. The reason that I know, I mean, there's a lot of reasons that you can know that YouTube's younger. A lot of times it sways younger. And I don't make kids content. Like not like that. It just, that's, I guess, what happens.
Yeah.
I get a lot of comments on YouTube and people are always like, you look like Olivia Rodrigo. That's one of my most common things. And it's so weird because I don't even see that. But people say it all the time. And I'm like, okay, these must be younger people. Because like my grandma won't know who that is. My mom won't know who that is either.
Exactly.
You know?
But there's definitely like the pros and cons of going viral. But I feel like we're always looking for ways to go viral because we get so addicted to those numbers. But I think it's really important to talk about and consider the negative sides of it.
Yeah.
So that if you want to make this a career, so that you don't burn yourself out. Because frankly, I think that's truly one of the best ways to burn yourself out is to always be seeking that virality and then not thinking about the repercussions that are going to come from it.
Yep. You have to always be super aware when you get into a career like content creation that it's not all sunshine and rainbows. First of all, you're going to make a lot of mistakes just in general, but also there are downsides to these numbers. I think we get so focused on it and it sucks. And me included, we need to stop doing this because it's so hard. Like it's hard to do that. It's not good for your audience. And then it gets you stuck in this mindset. And going viral is not always as great as you think it's gonna be. No. It's not always that great.
A viral video does not a content creator career make.
Did that make sense? Was that English?
A viral video does not a content creator. Let's be like
like a viral video doesn't make you make your career.
It's a saying, but it was just a wordy one. But yes, going viral does not mean you're going to have a successful career as a content creator. And I think it's really important to remember that.
Yeah. Sorry, I think my brain shut off there. I'm getting tired. I think this is where we end the video.
Yes.
Thank you, Mel. This is so fun. I love this office. I'm happy.
I know. We'll have to fly back to Barcelona just to film more.
Send us back to Barcelona.
Thank you guys for watching. Sarah is usually here doing amazing interviews, talking about all things content creation. So excited to be back on, and hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
All right. Bye. Thanks, Mel.
Thank you.
A wrap.
Yay.
Yay.